Hi everyone, Stephanie Green here from Pursuit Advisors. Today I have with me two marketing gurus to give us some advice on marketing during the current pandemic. So today I've got IJ from Pursuit Advisors with us, as well as Erica from McInerney. IJ, could you just give a brief introduction of yourself, please?
Hi, my name's IJ Ellis. I'm part of the marketing team at Pursuit Advisors, and my role is the marketing coordinator. So I've been with Pursuit since mid last year, and the goals with the business since the beginning for me have been increasing our visibility, so polishing our branding on all channels, nurturing and building our current and prospective clients, and demonstrating our expertise in the industry, which much of the credit has to go to Steph, thank you, because you've hit the ground running with our QAs and webinars. So yeah, that's me.
Thanks, IJ. Erica, on to you.
Hi, I'm Erica McInerney, and I run a local marketing agency called Mac and Ernie, and I do a lot of social media strategy and content development. But I mostly what I do is I do a lot of training, and I teach businesses, I teach individuals and government organisations and community groups how to use social media and other low-cost marketing techniques. Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, today we've put together some questions to go through and get some answers for you on just some tips and tricks and things to be aware of in the pandemic we're facing at the moment. So I'll start off with our first question. With the economic impact of COVID-19 undeniable, should businesses be reducing their focus on marketing or increasing their efforts? IJ, do you want to set us off with this one?
Yeah, so it's interesting to note some businesses are actually thriving. They've been affected differently. So the ones that are actually striving or continuing on have generally pivoted what they're selling or who they're selling to still be relevant. So with internet usage up by like 50% worldwide, people are online, they're looking for updates and answers and help and entertainment. So investing your time and energy into your marketing, even if you've currently seen a downturn in sales or you've temporarily had to close your doors, it'll only increase your chances coming out better on the other side. So yeah, basically you could do small things in your downtime, like updating your website, investing time into your social media accounts, or keeping your clients up to date through like your emails. Just little things to just keep you going through and see it to the end.
Great. Erica, do you have anything to add to that one?
Yeah, look, I mean, I totally agree. There are a lot of businesses that are absolutely thriving at the moment, and that's really great to see. It's not an easy question to provide a really general answer, because I think that obviously some businesses can't really market themselves at the moment. So people sort of have quite unique needs. And I think that the products and services that you offer it's really important to address that and whether or not you can actually fulfill on your promise right now. So changing the way that you do things and communicating that change is really important. There are a lot of ways to market yourself that doesn't necessarily involve that direct sort of sales.
Yeah, good point.
But I would say that, now's a time to be responsible. Don't overpromise, don't overcapitalize on the situation. And the other thing to keep in mind is context. Context is incredibly important right now. If you're promoting something, where and when will people see that? Can you control that situation? Don't think about the visuals and the language that you're using. It's quite easy, and I use it all the time. I say, get in touch, reach out, connect. That sort of language isn't necessarily as appropriate now. And things like when you're thinking about marketing, normally I would say, brag, tell people how good you're doing, tell people how successful you are. But maybe now's not the best time to be talking about your success. a few times recently, I've seen people sort of heading off to the post office with a big stack of boxes and things. And whilst I feel really happy, I do wonder about the other businesses that see that might find that a bit of a kick in the guts right now. So yeah, think about language and context and the imagery that you're using, and make sure that it really still fits with your value and your brand promise as well.
All right. Our second question is, what are some ways that businesses can adapt or have adapted their marketing style and strategy in the current climate? Erica, can you start us off on this one?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'd like to address the how people can, because I think that's more helpful at the moment. Firstly, I think I would encourage everyone right now to make yourself aware of what your customers need at the moment. Like, what do they need? What situation are they in? And do you have any products or services that add value or helpful and or are needed right now? And they're the things that you should be focusing on as a business. And if you don't have anything like that, that's okay. Thinking about adapting, if you've just recently moved to an online store, that can be quite a change for to the way that your customers deal with you. And one of the things that happens when you move to an online store from a bricks and mortar store is that you have to factor in things like shipping and delivery, and often that comes at a price. So make sure that you are thinking about your customers and what they need right now, and are they likely to purchase from you if there's an added, $10 or $15 postage fee? So can you instead offer something like local pickup so that you're not adding to that financial burden? Other things that you can do is you can promote the most popular things and things that people repeat buy, because you'll find that you get a much more positive response. I don't know, I'm full of ideas, but I'll let IJ speak.
IJ, can you add to that?
So other things I also suggest businesses to do is just to stay nimble, because everything's changing so frequently. You've just got to adapt as quickly as you can. So anything that you previously had planned, if it's not working, scrap it, put it on hold, wait till it will work. What else did I have on top of what Erica said? Collaborating too with other businesses, because that will only extend your market. So, and it's a nice way to help each other out as well. That's pretty much what else I had to add on top to adapt to the current climate.
Yeah, great points there, especially on collaborating. We really want to support local during this tough time, so any collaborations would be fantastic. Now, Erica, you did touch on this briefly already in terms of trying not to push yourself too hard during these tough times. But when is it okay to start selling again?
Look, again, it really depends on what you're selling, right? So there's some really obvious exceptions, like travel. Like the travel industry has been absolutely just decimated. You can't really promote or sell in anything in that space just yet. So I guess, I find that a really hard question to answer. I'm kind of focusing more on preparing people to come out swinging, so that when these restrictions are lifted, you're ready and you've got a strategy. And again, being really mindful of your audience, being really mindful of your customers, and being really mindful of context is going to come into play here. And that will guide you, that will tell you when it's okay to start selling again, because there's kind of going to be this layered thing that happens. The government's going to decrease restrictions. People are going to start going back to work. Kids are going to start going back to school. Life is going to start going back to whatever the new normal is. And you just need to understand and be aware of when your products and services are going to be needed again, and be ready with the messaging, and be ready with your marketing strategy then. But I couldn't possibly answer I can't give a date and a time at the moment because it's all very much up in the air. All I could say is just be prepared.
Ajay?
Yeah, so any of the businesses that are fortunate enough to still be selling, I wanted to touch on the fact that they shouldn't really be pushing anything too much, that they should be fully aware of how they're coming across, which Eric has talked about. Like, so context is crucial. You want to avoid at all costs seeming opportunistic. You want to come across with empathy. So I think that's the best way if you are still selling to progress with the current circumstances. Yeah.
Have you got any handy tips on increasing your business's visibility during this time? Ajay?
I think you posted about it not that long ago, Erica. I loved it. It's less is definitely more, because lots of businesses have responded to the situation with like brute force, and the market's just flooded at the moment. So your content needs to speak to the audience. So things you could focus on is being informative. Make sure your content's informative and it's stuff that the audience actually wants to know. Address issues that they're worried about. There's so much fear and uncertainty. So addressing those concerns can be a way of being noticed, being really sincere in how you want to help, not just saying I'm here to help, actually being sincere. And you also want to continue focusing on nurturing and building your relationships with your audience. So yeah. Oh, and if nothing else, be entertaining. It's so nice to get to scroll through your news feed and have a little chuckle because something sparks a bit of positivity into such a negative environment. So yeah, that's my couple of hints and tricks.
Fantastic. Erica?
Look, staying visible is really important, and I realize that people are struggling with finding things to post on social media. So I would say if you don't have anything to post, that you still get on there and you go and be visible, supporting other businesses, liking, commenting, spreading the love, sharing posts that other businesses are doing, and that will keep your visibility up, but it'll also provide support. And Ajay had some other great examples. I would also add to that that again, if you don't have much going on in your business, that you should try to collaborate with other businesses. Be seen, be helpful, add value. Look, there's tons of ways. Just keep engaging with your audience. I think there's been a lot of email marketing going on, and I'm in two minds about it because I'm getting this kind of daily wash of emails in my inboxes, and what's happening now is, I'm finding I'm just deleting everything. So just be thinking, okay, just because you've got a bit of time on your hands doesn't necessarily mean that your audience does. So even if you're only posting once a week on your socials, make sure it adds value in some way. Think about context, be empathetic, all of those things. Yeah.
Great points. And finally, are there any key points to remember in terms of marketing during this pandemic? Erica, I'll let you take that one.
All right. Empathy, above all else. That's really the thing that you need to understand. And I do want to make the point, the difference between empathy and sympathy marketing. Marketing yourself as struggling or needing help at the moment will probably not work. I see there are businesses that make a great living kind of jumping from one crisis to another, but I think it's really important to remember that this particular crisis, this affects everyone. So using that sort of sympathy as a promotional tool is probably not going to work very well. Show a deep understanding of what's happening around you, to your industry, to your customers, to your audiences. That's going to leave a positive impression, and I just want to stress that just because the world is in a bit of a crisis right now, it doesn't mean you need to sit on your hands. It doesn't mean that you can't market. It doesn't mean that you're being kind of rude or insincere if you are successful and you are marketing and you are selling your products. Just do what you can and go with your gut. I think your gut is the thing that's going to really help you out here. And if you're not sure and you don't trust your gut, or you've received some negative feedback, then just find someone that you trust to run your ideas past them and say, look, if you receive this in your news feed, how would that make you feel? You know, am I being too pushy? Does it look like I'm taking advantage here? And yeah, but keep going. Don't let this get you down, because there is going to be an upswing, and I really want all of our fantastic local businesses to kind of ride that wave out and yeah, keep going.
IJ?
Erica's pretty much covered everything that I said that I was going to say. So yeah, it's pretty much just adapting to your circumstances. So I like how you said trust your gut, because that's pretty much all you can do. You can't foresee what's going to happen, so you just got to ride the wave, like you said. So doing that and collaborating with other businesses is really cool too, because then we can help each other out through this. And yeah, hopefully if we continue on with our marketing, keep visible, keep nurturing those audience relationships, we can come out swinging through to the other side and hopefully end up okay. Just see it through, yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us today, ladies. It's been very informative, and we hope that we can get some tips and tricks out to clients that'll actually help them get through these really tough times. If you do have any questions, feel free to reach out to ourselves at Pursuit or to Erica at McInerney, and we look forward to catching up with you again soon. You can contact IJ in our office on 5623 3778 or emailing ij@pursuitadvisors.com.au. Alternatively, you can contact Erica on 0425 259 177 or emailing erica@macanderney.com.au. If you are struggling with the impacts of the coronavirus and need someone to talk to, please seek professional support by contacting the Beyond Blue support service on 1300 224 636. And as always, support local businesses where you can.